Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to another Minecraft episode. We had a bit of a blunder last week with an AFK farm that we were trying to build. Well, not necessarily AFK, but a farm for creepers specifically that we were trying to build that ended in a catastrophic failure. Well, I went back to the drawing board and I revamped a lot of different things. And I am pleased to announce that not only is the new design better and working appropriately, but it is fully controllable to the point where you can choose when it's switched on and off. Now, this is a design that would be highly beneficial if you happen to run your version of the game on a server and you're trying to cut down on either mob spawn caps or server lag, because as long as you're not running it, you can just choose to have it completely switched off. And we are currently looking from my camera account, as you'll notice here, and my in-game avatar is here at the AFK platform that I've built up above our farm. And that farm itself is this big, it's just stone, but it looks like a big concrete monstrosity down here. So let's have a peek inside this farm to showcase just exactly how this thing works. Now, the first thing that we'll want to showcase is the little clock that I have rigged up for it. And that is inside here with a series of redstone repeaters that tick back and forth in a serpentine motion. And this provides a long enough delay for the farm to reset and get to a spawnable portion. And as the repeaters get over to this portion here, it triggers against this sticky piston, which pushes a block in front of an observer. This observer is then connected to a dispenser that will shoot water downwards, and it will interface with other dispensers in the design. And that prompts the different mobs that are present to be washed off the edge. Now, it's primarily designed for creepers, as you just saw that there were 4 of them that spawned right there in front of our eyes. And as they get pushed out to the edge, they will end up falling down all the way to the bottom where we've got a little magma killing chamber set up. Now, the magma chamber is probably a little bit wider than what I absolutely need for it, but it works very, very well in terms of what we need in getting the mobs killed out and collecting the drops that come from them. Now, down below, we have ourselves a little hopper minecart system where we've got a minecart that runs back and forth on these rails and will subsequently drop items back into these chests in this collection system. So ideally, you can AFK this thing for an exorbitant amount of time. That's some leftover building materials from when I was putting this together. But as you can see, we've got some gunpowder. In this first chest alone, we've got string, bones, arrows, and a little bit of rotten flesh. And if we check the other chests throughout here, we'll notice that the spawns and the drops continue. Now, I think that this middle chest series isn't collecting as well as I'd hope it to, mainly because it's interacting with this little redstone block, or this hopper up here is interacting with this redstone block, so it's going to prevent things from actually ticking into it. But if you check the other ones that are here, you've got significant amounts of mob drops coming in and being stored as well. And this one might be, yeah, this one's experiencing the same issue where we've got this little redstone block over here. So I might come back in and tinker with at least this one on the edge to bring it back one further, so we at least have 4 of these hoppers up and running. And I'll probably end up removing this whole center section. But that being said, it is completely functional and operational, and it's very efficient. As you can see, there are large amounts of mobs that come in here, and the majority of which are creepers, which is going to be really, really, really good in terms of gunpowder related recipes, primarily rockets, and that's the main reason that we wanted to build this. Now, in terms of the actual farm, it's I guess I'm kind of calling this the thick creeper farm, because it is a lot bigger than other farms that you would see. In terms of how tall it actually is. And it has a little bit of loss, mainly because I wanted to prevent mobs from getting stuck here, but it turns out that the magma blocks are not going to chase mobs off into the edge as I was kind of hoping, but it's still highly efficient, and that's what's really good. Now, the way that this is fully controllable is here in the little platforms, there are some redstone lamps. and they are powered by a series of redstone wiring and repeaters through here. And you can see that while the redstone is powered up, it then powers down these torches, which turns off the lamps. We then run this wiring around the edge of this little tower, going into each subsequent spawnable area. And this, though it does take up a lot more space, it again will significantly cut down on the amount of server lag that you would experience from these projects, given the sheer use of mobs within, or not mobs, but the sheer use of farms on servers, and being able to allow your server to run a highly efficient farm, as well as preventing unnecessary lag from occurring by running the farm altogether. And as a last little bit, the on and off switch I do just have powered over here on the side of this farm, which allows us to, kind of fly up, tick this on before we rise all the way up into the sky to our AFK platform. And the reasoning behind the AFK platform being as high up in the sky as it is because that will help to maximize the amount of mobs that you have spawning, and particularly prompting more of those mobs to be creepers, as that's what this farm is designed to be. So we learned some very big and very important things from our failure last week, but at the end of the day, this farm is a lot more efficient than the farm that we originally had drafted up, and it's working very, very well also. Yeah, so you'll see here back in our main account, we are able to, casually exit this little platform we have here, and I've built a tiny little roof over my head to reduce the amount of attacks that I might end up seeing from phantoms and other things. But at this point, let's go ahead and get this farm switched off, and you'll now have all of the platforms lit up to the point where they're no longer going to spawn new mobs. And this little clock that I have going on the other side, it does run perpetually, so you're probably going to have a decent amount of activity happening there. But at the end of the day, it's a necessary sacrifice. But let's go ahead and run down to our little collection chamber over here and see how much gunpowder we're pulling out, because I've been running this thing for maybe 30 minutes, and we've already got several different stacks. So let's go ahead and drop off the different mob drops that we don't, or that we're not particularly interested in. Grab our gunpowder exclusively from out of here. There's nothing in that one. As a matter of fact, I'm just going to go ahead and take that one down right now. Yeah, we can't even fit all of our stuff in our inventory right now. Let's go ahead and drop a bunch of our extra stuff into this box so we can get a good count on what we have. So here's some more gunpowder, and then there's going to be nothing over here either. So the grand total of gunpowder we have from running this thing for about 30 minutes is, let's see, almost a full row of stacks, so 7.5 thereabouts stacks of gunpowder, and that to me is more than worth the learning experience that we had to go through in actually getting this thing to work. So yeah, with that being said, that is my personal design for a farm that you can run at your leisure. You can have it right next to your home base, as there's not a danger of you, running your spawn cap, and there's not a danger of you causing any server lag when you don't absolutely need the farm to be running. Now, one adjustment that I think that I will make to this farm in future iterations where I build it, because I'm very, very happy with how this design came together, but the biggest adjustment that I will make to it is digging it down into the ground, similar to what we had done, or what we had discussed doing with the first iteration of the farm, even though it didn't really pan out as well as I would have liked it to. But yeah, that's kind of what I had planned for today. So if you enjoyed that and you are excited to see other builds or other farm styles that I plan on building with a automated lighting control, let me know in the comments down below. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, as I bring content to you on a daily basis. It's not all Minecraft stuff, but it is from a couple of different games and things that I think the people would find relatively enjoyable. So thanks again for watching, and you have yourself a fantastic rest of your day. Bye-bye.